It is episode 11 of Wife or Bust, and it's going to be a good one for a lot of reasons, mostly because Joel has a crazy story to tell us. So this is going to be unlike any episode we've ever done before. So at the end of episode 10, we had been talking about the slump that Joel has been going on, or rather going through. And if you guys haven't joined us before, we are on the journey to find Joel a wife. And he's primarily using Hinge, but there's a lot else that's happened along the way. And now we have a story that's honestly the first of its kind since we set out on this journey. And that's going to be all we talk about today. And it's like a Spanish telenovela. It starts out amazing, and there's a lot of plot twists, and there's some really deep shit, honestly, along the way. And so, first of all, excited to hear more about the story because I know a little, but not everything.
Yeah, that's right.
How did it start off? After you've been on all these Hinge dates, you've tried these things, you've had international crushes.
That's right.
The list goes on, but this one was unique. Why was it different, and how did it go?
Yeah, let's go back to episode 10 where I was feeling a pretty hard slump, trying to make a couple of connections. No connections really coming through. And there was one particular girl that I was really starting to get excited about. She worked at a church and had a lot of different characteristics that were very attractive to me. And we were really working on trying to find a time. And so this has been going on for a couple of weeks. And, I wasn't getting any other type of connections on Hinge. And there was a couple, in real life scenarios that were fading off.
Yeah.
There was the international crush that faded off. So I was in this point of being like, dang, like this takes a lot of effort. And there's been a lot of different opportunities, but it just doesn't seem like things are hitting. And I was keeping my hope for this woman, and randomly we've been back and forth trying to meet. And on Friday night, she was like, hey, how about Saturday?
And this was weeks ago.
This is weeks ago. This was 3 weeks ago.
Okay. And when you say which one was she? Like out of all these experiences you've had, how did it start off? Like you matched on Hinge?
Yeah, that's a great question. So we matched on Hinge, and we'll call her Sarah. Sarah and I matched on Hinge, and we had fired back and forth and had some really good witty banter and some really easy conversations with each other. And it was going really, really well. So I was excited about being able to meet her. And we'd been shooting back and forth, trying to figure a time. She had a lot on her plate. I had a lot on my plate. So Friday night, she was like, hey, how about tomorrow, Swedish Hill on First?
So you guys have been chatting back and forth and like no break in communication. And she was like, let's do something.
Yeah. I was trying to set a time, and I was, given different options out there. And she was like, why don't we try Swedish Hill on First? It's new.
Which is a happening spot.
It's a totally happening spot. And I hadn't been to it yet. I've been to the Swedish Hill on 6th. The smaller spot.
Yeah.
And so I was like, oh, okay, cool. Let's go check it out. I'm in. So, I call my Uber per usual, get my driver to take me there, and pull up and I tell, like I do all my dates, hey, I'll meet you at the front door. And I do that because then they know there's going to be some guy standing at the front door that must be my date. And I want to make it as easy and as low friction as I possibly can for them. So I show up early and I just say, hey, I'll be standing at the front door.
And hopefully your doppelganger doesn't get there before you.
Do you know what I'm saying?
It's a first for everything.
Take away my wife.
Yes.
And so I'm sitting there, and I see a woman walk by, but she doesn't come to the front door. And I was like, man, that really seemed like Sarah. And she walks by, and then I get a text message, hey, I'm at the front door. And I'm like, that's weird because I'm at the front door, and that's not what's happening here. Well, there's a front door that's on the other side.
There's two fronts.
Yeah, I guess there's two fronts.
Are there two backs?
I guess you could
say 4
say
sides? This is an octagon? All right, go ahead.
So I give her a call, and I swing around, and I say, hey, I'll swing around the corner. I'll meet you. So I come around the corner, and we see each other, go to give her a hug, see her, knew right then.
What'd you know?
It just purely like, this isn't it. This isn't it. It was the first time where it's like, I saw her, I met her. She, beautiful smile, incredible hair, great presence. But as soon as I gave her a hug, I was like, ooh, not the one.
And we've talked about this in other episodes, but you still went through with the date, right? Because there's this camp that believes if you feel that way, you should just leave. And I'm like, I really preach to guys, you're always going to get a nugget and you're always going to give a nugget.
Oh,
So you shouldn't, just kind of be like, oh, the date's ruined. It's like, what can you get? What can you give
yeah, that's
in
right.
this situation?
Yep.
Yeah. So you did that.
So we ended up going inside, getting some food, coming and sit down, and we ended up talking for 2.5 hours. I mean, we talked for a long time, and so I
It
really
was a good conversation.
Oh, incredible conversation. We talked about God, we talked about business, we talked about masculine, feminine energies. We talked about all the things, and which
All
is
the
very
awesome topics.
So yeah, that's right. We were talking spirituality, man. We were talking about ayahuasca, all our ayahuasca trips, and it just got to the end, and it was time to go, and she said, "Hey, well, why don't I give you a ride back?" She knew I took an Uber, so okay, great. So jump in her car, she takes me back. She pops out of the car. I give it another kind of like heart feel of like, man, that was a really good conversation.
Yeah.
Give her a hug again. No spark. Like,
So you just knew.
yeah,
It was like clear as day.
it truly was. So I'm like, oh, dang, man, like this is that slump.
Yeah, especially after you have that kind of excitement from messaging.
Yeah,
It's almost unexpected.
Yeah, very much so.
Yeah.
Very much so. So I go upstairs and, I'm feeling,
So you're back home, you mean?
I'm back home. Yeah. I go upstairs and I'm feeling, a little bummed out and I'm like, okay, well, 24 hours starts now. That's one of my rules is in 24 hours, close the loop. And I was like, well, I'll sit on it a little bit longer. And I started doing some work and I have my messages up on my computer screen and I see Sarah text me and I'm kind of working. I notice like, okay, I'll get to it. And then I look and it says, hey, were you at Swedish Hill on First? And I was like, what? Like I was with you.
It's very coy of you.
Yeah. And so I was like, oh, maybe she saw some other guy and like something else, right? And she's asking him, but then like sent the wrong message. We've all done that before, right? And I go on to respond back to her and I look again and it's a different woman. And the reason I got it mixed up is because every woman that I meet on Hinge, I'm not asking for their last name straight out the gate, but I want to put them in my contacts.
Yeah.
So I put Hinge.
So when you get their number, you save in your contact as first name, last
Sarah
name
Hinge. Yeah.
That's what I did. Every guy does that. It's,
Yeah.
it's hilarious
Mm-hmm.
because I don't know if you knew that or not, but it's
Mhm.
like, that's exactly where the male mind goes. It's
Yeah.
so funny. So they both had the first name, the
Correct.
same first name.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah.
Hilarious.
Yeah.
So who is this other girl?
Well, no. Excuse me. They didn't have the first name. I was just looking at the last.
So you saw Hinge.
I just
Okay.
saw Hinge and I was thinking like, who else would be texting me, right?
Nice.
Then I look and it's Madison. And so Madison, and I had to like rack my brain, right? Because I have multiple different people I've closed the loop or they've closed the loop on me. Madison. And I went, oh,
So
wait
this
a
is codename Madison?
Yeah. And Madison was somebody who I connected with before I went to the Reno rodeo.
Which was months ago.
June, right? And I was at the rodeo, working the rodeo, and we had just started engaging in text message, and I was working the rodeo. When I'm working the rodeo, like I'm 100% in, very little time to be texting, so on and so forth. And as soon as I get back, I reach back out to Madison, and I say to her, hey, I've been gone throughout this weekend. Love to be able to connect. Do you have time to jump on a phone call? And she said, nope, not interested. And I was like, oh, okay, cool. And so she closed the loop on me. Okay, that was back in June.
Yeah, I wouldn't bully for her for not just ghosting and actually saying no, thank you.
Totally agree.
And good way to do it.
It was one of those things where I kind of like felt in my stomach, like, well, why? Like, what happened there?
Do you think it was likely because of like the delay in your response because you were being present and focused elsewhere?
Well, I ended up finding later that she was like, listen, I have a rule. I only talk to two guys at a time. You weren't talking to me. So I ended it.
She's got her own rules.
She does
It's
too.
good to have principles with this.
100%.
Similar but different to what we talked about a couple episodes ago.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And so she closed that loop. That's fine. It was really a good closing of the loop, and I didn't have to know. I just allowed it to go.
Yeah.
Well, about a month later, she had texted me again and, said, hey, I really enjoyed that song that you shared with me. And it was a worship song, and, I listened to it in church, and, just thought of you.
When did you share that song with her? Like before she said no thank you?
Yeah, before June.
Gotcha,
Like we had text engaged some text message. And so I was like, okay, are you trying to come back here? And so I just kind of engaged and said, okay, well, yeah, thanks. And nothing else. And that was it. And I was like, okay, like if you want to re-engage, you could tell me like, hey, I'd like to re-engage. Or if she was trying to throw out like a fish hook.
Yeah. Drop the handkerchief.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Right. So we didn't end up engaging at that time. There was some other women that I was pursuing through Hinge and in real life. And so I was like, okay, like I'm gonna bypass
like, I'm
on
not
this.
sure about this, so I'm gonna. Yeah.
So that was sometime in July, and then in August, she texted me on the day that I went to breakfast with Sarah. She was the one who texted me.
So she saw you.
She saw me
on a date.
And she said, that looked like a date. Was that a date? And I said, yes, it was. And she said, how'd it go? And I said, not the one, but really good conversation. Enjoyed my time. And so I was like, oh, you're definitely interested now. You're definitely interested now.
Oh my gosh. Women say, like, I mean, the whole hypergamy, however you pronounce it, is a real thing.
For sure.
And, well, also, she saw you in real life.
Right.
So she probably made a lot of observations. Yeah. But she also saw you on a date, and you also spoke well about it, even though you were so certain right off the bat. And all those things are likely attractive things to hear from a guy if a girl's been in the dating world a little bit, because she knows that is above the standard.
Correct.
Or rather above the norm.
Yep.
So so she continues to text you and ask you questions about the date?
So I end up just asking her about her dating. And I said, well, how's your dating been? And she said, oh, it's been okay. I really haven't had a ton of fun on a lot of my dates. And, she's like, do you have any tips there or anything I should be looking for? So now she's, kind of digging and asking for a little bit of advice.
Yeah.
And I'm going, okay, you want to engage here. So I'm like, all right, I'll play. And I give her, a few things of like, well, everybody's different, and dating can be tough, and it seems like what you're looking for. And she was like, okay, yeah, thank you. And then she throws out this like, I'm starving, and I'm like, okay. So I'm like, cool.
Handkerchief drop.
This full handkerchief drop. And so I go, okay, we can play this. And I said, starving for food or a man?
Ooh,
and
nice.
She went, both. And I said, well, I can provide you with both of those things. And I said, how about we go get dinner tonight? Nice. Are you free?
And then I'll text my friend George and see if he's free too.
Yeah. And so this now engages this random night. I had no plan. She had no plan. She has 2 kids. Like, and I'm like, you don't have the kids? And she was like, nope, I'm free. And she was like, I take off to Denver in the morning, but that's at 11 o'clock. And I'm like, okay. Well, I said, the world is our oyster. And so she hit the emoji oyster, which then gave me the idea of like, why don't we go to Clark's Oyster Bar? And she's like, oh my gosh, I've never been there. And I said, well, it's a Saturday night. There's no guarantees that we can get in. But I have a feeling there's some magic that's happening right now. So let's give it a shot. And she goes, okay, I'm in. Give me 40 minutes. And I said, no problem.
I'm excited. I can't imagine how excited you guys were.
I was like, are you talking about the massive amount of dopamine hit of being like, I had no plans. I'm literally doing work. And now all of a sudden it's like, all right, the world's our oyster.
Lined up
100%.
with the girl that told you no, but came back around.
Correct.
Which is very rare. That's
very rare.
Very unusual.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm like, man, there's some chemistry, there's some magic here. So I'm getting really pumped up about this. And I go, okay, well, here's the plan. You're going to be ready in 40 minutes. I have 3 options for you. One, you can meet me there. So if you're not comfortable of me getting you, you can meet me at Clark's. 2, I can come pick you up. And then 3, I can have someone come pick you up. Because you know my bougie self, I have a private driver here. So I could call my private driver and go pick her up.
Yeah.
And there's a little bit of a test there too, right? Of like,
what's the test?
Well, here's the asterisk I put in there. At the very bottom, I said, hey, with option number 2, just to let you know, it's a classic truck. It doesn't have AC. And she said, well, what kind of truck? And so I said, it's a 1985 Toyota pickup. And so she sent me this picture of like on Google where it's like, it's this truck that's been all done up and lifted and this and that. Yeah. And you know what my truck looks like. Super low to the ground, teeny long bed.
But right? it's a classic and it's got character. I didn't even know they made something called literally Toyota pickup.
That's it.
That's it.
That's it.
That's amazing.
It is amazing. And she goes, really? That's your truck? And I said, yeah. She's like, I'll bring a hair tie. And so I'm like, okay, giddy up. Here we go. So I'm already loving this because I'm like, we're going to have some fun tonight. Like, where you're getting in the truck, windows are going to be down. Like, it's 80, 90 degrees. Like, all right, let's do this. And she said, well, why don't I bring my swimsuit? Maybe we go to Barton Springs. And I was like, fair game. And you might as well bring your cowboy boots because maybe we go do a little swing dancing after that.
So we went from nothing
to
I saw you. Let's go on a date. I'm going to get ready in 40 minutes. And now we have at least 3 parts planned to this date.
That's right. So
that's amazing.
Here I am going, okay. So now I'm now starting to undress myself from my date earlier because I'm like, I'm not going to show up in the same clothes she saw me in. So now I'm undressing. And I believe I was wearing the exact same outfit as
today.
Right here.
Did you do that on purpose so people had a good visual?
A little bit, so they know.
You're so good.
Okay. So I'm in this outfit, and before I think I had some shorts on, but I still had like a button-up shirt like this.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, I got to switch this out. And so I went with the pants. I went with the white shirt. Got done up real quick, and went and got in the truck. Well, while I'm on the way to her house, I'm like, I got to close this loop with Sarah.
I love that so much.
And so
it just frees up so much capacity.
It does.
And openness to like a new connection.
Totally. And so then I send her this really nice message, just really talking about like, I had such an incredible time. Like I connected so deeply, particularly talking about God and about family. It was a really fruitful conversation. And to be completely transparent, I didn't have the chemistry or connection that I was looking for.
Yeah.
And I just wanted to let you know.
Yeah.
And
all that's true, right? You weren't sugarcoating it.
Nope.
Yeah.
And so I send that out and I didn't get a response, which was, I'm going on to another date. She ended up responding the next day, and it was a very nice closing the loop with her as well. Hey, thanks for letting me know. I had a really good time too, and completely understand.
That's how it's done, man. Just trust your intuition, take action, speak the truth, and everything works out.
That's right. So I feel good of like that's loop's closed, and I'm now going to pick up this other girl.
So all your attention, all your excitement, your presence, your everything's
right there, right? So I'm now like, this is the best day ever, right? I'm just like, I'm so excited, because I was really excited when I connected with her on Hinge. There was a lot of things that I liked about her. She had a very good energy about her. She was beautiful, brunette, just a strong presence. There's a difference between women who have kids and don't have kids.
Yeah.
Like there just is. It's not good, bad. It's just different.
Yeah.
And that was just something that I was just very attracted to her about. And so I get there, pull up, the steed is ready. And I go walking up, right? The truck's still running. Don't text her, don't call her, go and just knock on the door, right? Knock on the door, no answer. And I'm like, am I at the wrong place? So I knock on the door a little bit louder, and I'm like, so then I finally pull out my phone. I look at the no, this is the address. So I say, hey, I'm at your front door. And I knock one more time. And then, boom, the door flies open. And so I was like, oh, one of those. And I look up and she's absolutely gorgeous. She's beautiful. She's in this beautiful sundress, white sundress with some, like pink and yellow kind of logos or characteristics to it.
Yeah.
And I'm looking at her and she got some flip-flops on and she was like, oh, it's really nice to meet you. And so we give a hug and I go, well, your steed's ready. You ready to go? And she had her bag in her hand. She was like, ready. And so I take her stuff. She brought her cowboy boots. She had her bag for some suit
Ready
and
for
everything
all
else.
layers of this date.
So and now I'm like, oh, she's for real. Like,
yeah, she prepared.
Uh-huh.
She's ready for the steed.
This is good. This is going. The steed is ready.
Yeah.
So I hop in and when I hop in, I go, hey, listen, I wasn't totally honest with you. There is an AC in here. It's called a 260. And she goes, I don't know, like mechanic or car stuff. And I said, oh, it's 2 windows down going 60. So it's going to get whipping in here. So
you smooth devil.
So hit her with a little bit of humor. She laughs, right? And we start going on. Well, as we start driving, I start recognize I've been in that truck. I've had that truck for a very long time. I'm like, it's going to get really windy and whippy in here.
A little gusty.
Gusty.
She's going to be a gusty gal.
She's going to be a gusty gal. So she puts her hair up, and that's not what I'm worried about. She's in a sundress, very light and flimsy sundress. And so we start getting on the freeway, and I instantly go, eyes on the lines. I'm a gentleman and a scholar because I know what's about to happen. And sure shitting enough, all of a sudden I hear a yelp. And that's because her dress is dang near coming off her body. Eyes on the road, in between the lines, fully almost coming off. So this is how the days already starting off. And I'm going, well, if this is, any precursor to how this day is going to go, this date's going to be incredible.
Yeah.
And so we're laughing and chatting and we're getting to know each other and we're playing the FM radio, right? And listening to music, just super playful. And she's in a playful mood. I'm in a playful mood. And it's like we already had known each other, just super fluid and smooth. Yeah. And we pull up to Clark's. Now, mind you, I don't know if we're going to have reservations here.
Clark's is almost always slammed.
Yeah. Oh, and particularly on a Saturday.
And it's on South Congress. And if you live in Austin, you know what that means. If you don't live in Austin, it's always busy.
Yes.
Just everybody walks everywhere there. You can never find parking. There's waiting times for every restaurant. It's wild.
It's wild. And so I pull up and parking super tough there. And I turn around and I see as we're passing by this way, there's a parking spot right in front, right?
As if beckoning you to dine there.
It was saying, come.
Oyster and what was an oyster.
And what was perfect, okay, is I had a parallel park into that sucker. So I whip back around, pull right in, and one time, super fast.
Just a quick wax off.
Wax off, wax on, baby. Pull right in, bam, put that bad boy into park. Okay? Just kind of look at her, just like, it's kind of one of those moments where you just go,
I'm crying laughing.
This right here, these are what these moments are
foreshadowing to what your life is now.
And so
was she impressed visibly?
Yeah, no, she was. Well, because I made mention. I said that was one attempt, and
she goes,
yeah,
wow.
she makes a joke about it, and we're being funny and playful. But I've literally seen on Hinge accounts women say a man who can parallel park. I've seen that before on like a prompt, and there's something about just being able to go, boom, boom, here we are, and so here we are at the front door. I get out. Open the door for her. Yeah. She comes out. We walk right up to the front door. I go, we don't have any reservations, but do you have 2 seats available? And they go, yes, we do, actually. Right outside. Come out here. So we get right underneath the shade, right with the misters over us. And I'm like, yeah, this is how this night's going.
Our Friday night.
On Saturday night.
Oh, that's Saturday night.
Saturday night.
Oh, yeah, because Friday was my fault.
And so.
But still.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Crazy. And so here we are with these like perfect seats outside under the shade with the misters. And I'm like, oh yeah, this is going to work out just fine. And we order our first round of appetizers. And before we know it, a marching band starts playing, like a full marching band dressed up in purple, like the whole thing, like you would see it at a college football game.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what is happening here? They were having some kind of event next door, and the whole marching band was like playing for this event. But you couldn't see a ton of people. So it literally looked like there was just this marching band
Whoa.
playing. So they start playing, and I go, want to dance? So I grab her hand. We go into the parking lot. Now, mind you, everything else is packed here. Like every other seat is taken. Those 2 seats were waiting for us.
Yeah.
And this band is playing, boom, chicka, doom, chicka, doom. And I start swinging her around and tossing her around. And her eyes light up. And I'm swinging her around. And she like rubs her hand across my arm. She goes, wow, you have nice muscles.
It's what every man wants to hear.
Oh my gosh.
You
I was
don't-
just like, whatever.
You never hear that
Yeah.
from women in
Yeah.
general, you know.
And I was just like, yes, please. This night is only going to get better. And so boom, boom, boom. Right at the end of the song, dip her, bring her back up. And then people start clapping because they were watching us because everybody was outside. So people start clapping because we spun around this
You
and
just
that.
crushed it.
It's just, we're
Probably thought you were pro dancers.
100%.
I mean, you basically are.
Yeah. Well,
Unofficially.
unofficially. And so we sit back down and, you know, we're both smiling and laughing, and we end up ordering these oysters. Our waitress is an absolute dream. She's helping us through ordering these different oysters, and we get this steak, and the steak is incredible. We ordered 0 drinks, right? Just water. We have an incredible meal. So we finish the meal, and she goes inside to use the ladies' room, and I just wait outside, pay the bill, and I just wait outside, keeping my cell phone in my pocket. Nothing's worse than you're waiting on somebody and they come out and you're just staring at your phone. So I just sat there and just waited and 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 waited. And then she comes out. Seemed like it took a little bit longer, but maybe there was wait. It doesn't matter to me. She comes out. She goes, okay, cool. What's next? Like, she's bopping at this point.
She's
like,
ready.
She's ready. And I said, well, I know you got a flight tomorrow, so I'm going to give you 4 options. And they're going to increase in the fun level of each option.
So you're almost challenging her to pick the last one. You clever bastard.
So I say, step 1, we can go down to Amy's Ice Cream, just right here. We'll walk, we'll talk, we'll get to know each other. We'll get some ice cream, share some ice cream. It'll be great.
Quaint.
Quaint.
Pleasant.
Yep. 2, I can show you my favorite ice cream shop on Congress, which I actually don't know the name of it, but I know where it's at. It's a gelato place that's really freaking good. And I said, we can go down there and then we can walk around. Congress is going to be a little bit more busy, a little more hopping, popping. Maybe we go to, you know, a bar down there or something like that.
Yeah. So building off the first idea.
Then I said, now there's the third one right across there. That's my apartment. At my apartment, I have an e-bike that we can jump both on, and we can ride over to Barton Springs and jump into Barton Springs. And her eyes light up.
We're getting adventurous and frisky with this third option.
And I go, 4th option is that we do all those same things. We go over to my place, we get the e-bike, we go to Barton Springs, and then we come back, we put on our cowboy boots, and then we go swing dancing.
It's a bundle.
It's a bundle. So
Adventure bundle.
it's an adventure bundle. So I end up giving those options. She goes, number 3, I want 3. I want to try the e-bike. So, okay, awesome. So we go back.
Wouldn't have been anything bad if she picked one of the first 2.
No, it's okay.
But the 3 or 4, that's how you know, like, A, they're really into it.
Yes.
But also that adventurous spirit, I think, is what you need someone who's like that.
100%. So we go back to my place, and this is the first time I've had a woman back at my place just in general. You know, like, it's not too often I invite women back to my house, right? And so this is already like, well, this is new. Like, all these experiences are new. This is going great. She's back in my house. We get there to change into our swimsuits. So she gets in her swimsuit, and I get into mine, and she pops out, and she's in black spandex and a black top, and she put on her cowboy boots, which are black as well. And I was like, oh, wow, this is a vibe right here. And she looked smoking hot. And I was just like, okay, let's go. And all right, well, we're jumping on the e-bike. And so we go downstairs.
Another gusty gal.
Yeah, that's right.
Round two.
Round two. And so we go downstairs. I show her the e-bike, and I have her hop on the back. Now, I've had 2 other girls on the e-bike, and thanks to Corey who'd been out there for the e-bike. Oh, man.
Shout out.
And the 2 other girls, when they got on, they went up over the shoulders to hold on.
Hold on to you?
Yep. So like basically,
like they're peering over a wall.
It's correct.
Okay. Interesting.
And I was just like, okay, I'm more of a physical touch guy, so I'm like, oh, I didn't like that. And I hop on. She goes, well, what am I supposed to hold on to? And I said, me. And she went, oh. And she went like an octopus, sucked right up into my back. And pops right onto me. Full reach around. And I was just like,
phrasing, dude.
This is my girl. Now, mind you, she is in black spandex, black cowgirl boots. Now she has a helmet on. I'm like,
also black?
Is she black?
No, the helmet.
Oh, yeah, no, the helmet's black too. Yeah. Do you want to know the color? No. She was Caucasian, brunette. About 5'3". Nice butt.
Did you know her social?
Yeah, 537.
No, it's going to be somebody's real social. They're going to be like, I'm suing wife or bus because they gave away my identity.
Yeah, totally. Right. And so she grabs audit, sucks right into me. And I'm like, oh, yeah. I'm just like, this is it. And I start going. And before I'm about 50 feet out from my apartment, in my ear, she goes, I love this. And we take the corner onto 5th Street, and we go another 100 feet. She's like, oh, I love this.
The e-bike is awesome. I only rode one once.
Yes.
It is not the same as scooters. It's not the same as bike. It's just,
no,
it's honestly so super fun.
It is super, super fun. Great investment. And so we are now riding down to get to Barton Springs, and we go over the pedestrian bridge, and we're seeing, the sun's kind of setting. And so there's this beauty, and she's just looking around, and she's like, I don't even have to like pay attention. You just are taking me where I want to be. And I'm just like, yep, that's it. And like, enjoy the ride. And so we get all the way to Barton Springs. Now, mind you, she's suction cupped to me.
Yeah. Physically impossible to remove her.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like if I would have stepped off it, she would have just been koala bear and holding on to me.
Yeah.
And
your eucalyptus tree.
I'm loving the whole thing. And so there's starting to be some like sexual innuendos that starts being tossed out. Some
on her end?
Yep. Just some little mentions and this and there that we kind of start like laughing and joking about. I'm not going to get into them, but
like flirty.
Yeah, flirty and fun
flirty.
And so on and so forth. I mean, you got 2, people that aren't wearing too much clothes. They're literally hugging onto each other.
Yeah.
So we get there. I lock up the bike, and as we start heading down, I start hearing howling. And not just howling with a couple people, like howling of hundreds of people.
Is it a full moon?
I didn't know it. It was full moon time.
So werewolves.
So obviously there was werewolves at Barton Springs. And so I'm like, oh yeah, that's right. Everybody comes and howls at the moons here.
Yeah.
So now you turn the corner and there's hundreds, if not 1,000 people there. I mean, it is just packed, right? At like topped gill, people are jumping off the diving board. People are jumping off the sides. All the lifeguards are out there. There's people on the grass, like the whole gig.
It's wild.
So the energy is super, super high. So we walk up and we set down our stuff, and she's the first one, take her clothes right off. And the reason I say that is because there was a lot of confidence in her to be able to go, yep, I'm going to get right into my bikini, take my clothes off. Yeah. And so I'm like, gosh, I really love that. Like you have confidence. You ask for what you want. She's comfortable with who she is. Yeah. Just really, really incredible. And so we get to the edge of the pool. We go, all right, let's jump in. She's like, 3, 2, 1, go. And she jumps right in. So we start swimming around, and everybody's howling, and we're swimming to the middle, and we're just treading water. And then this girl comes by, just kind of swimming by herself, right? And she kind of stops where we're paddling, and we start talking to her, and she's like, oh, no, I'm not from around here. It's my first time to Austin. Somebody told me to come to Barton Springs, and everybody's howling, and this is so cool. And and so on and so forth. And I said, well, if you want the genuine experience, you have to start the how. And I said,
way.
we'll help you with the how. If you start, we'll back you up. And she's like, I can't do that. And we're like, no, yes, you can. And she's on it too, right? And Madison's like, yeah, no, we're right there with you. And so now I'm seeing the supportive side of her and this caretaking side of her. Sure enough, this girl goes, okay, I'm gonna do it. And she howls out and we just belt out. And then before you know, 1,000 people just howl in, right? And the smile on this girl's face, which then of course just put a huge smile on us as well.
Yeah.
So we smile about it, and you know, we're swimming around. We get to the other edge. We talk a little bit more. We jump back in. We head over to the other side, and we get to the other side. And if you've been to Barton before, they got that little pole bar that you can hold on to on the edge. And so I pop right on up, just good old CrossFit style,
muscle,
right? Just a muscle up right out of the
bona fide dip.
Pop myself out of there, and I turn around. And she goes, "Can you help me out of the water?" And I was like, "Oh, you're dropping me another handkerchief moment." I said, "This is what I trained for. This is what I trained for. To be able to pull a woman out of the water as strong and as hard as fast as I can."
Yeah, that's what everyone does CrossFit for.
That's exactly it. To be able to
Pulling
show
women out of water.
Yep, show how you can do a bar muscle
Monsoon,
up, and then
pull a woman out of the water. Hurricane Katrina, pull a woman out of the water. Tsunami, wait, then pull a woman out of the water. You're ready.
I'm ready, dude. So I'm like, oh, this is my moment. Grab her hands and just fling her right out of the water. So she comes out of the water, biggest smile on her face, and I immediately start swing dancing with her. So now here we are, all these people around, people are howling, we're swing dancing. I'm teaching her new moves and different dips, and she's catching on to it really quick, and other people are watching us. And I'm spinning her around, and I turn, and all of a sudden I see some titties in my face.
And they're not hers.
Not her titties. Someone else's titties. And it is somebody who is just right on the grass, staring right at us, feeling our vibe and our energy, but she's just twerking. I don't know what she was on. I'm sure it was something enjoyable. And she's working and twerking. And I'm like, this is what this night is going. I'm just thinking to myself for this moment, I'm like, I'm at Barton Springs, swing dancing with a woman in her bikini while there's the set of tits in front of me.
Really, there's two sets of eyes.
It was. And people howling in the background. I'm like, if this isn't Austin, I don't know what is, right? Like this is normal Saturday at Austin.
It's a whole experience. It wasn't just a date. It's a multiple phases of a massive experience.
Massive experience. So she's smiling, I'm smiling, and right when I dip her, they go, time to go. And it was like the timing was perfect. You know, they get on the microphone, there's like, closing up. And we're like, okay, perfect. So we start hiking up the hill. We don't have our shoes on. I reach for her hand. And so this is the first time I'm holding her hand. So now I'm holding her hand as we walk up. And we get to the front of the gate, and when you get to the front of the gate, there's only one spiral that they're letting you out. I'm like, that seems absolutely silly, right? If there was an emergency, we'd all be dead.
Yeah.
And so there's this big long line, and she's like, well, I'd like to put on my boots. And I said, oh, okay. And so she takes our boots, and her feet are super dirty from walking through the dirt and the grass. Mm-hmm. So I take my shirt, take it off, throw it on the floor, and say, you can step on my shirt. We can clean your feet here. And she's like, no, I can't do that. And I was like, step on my shirt and let's clean your feet. Like your feet being clean is more important than my shirt being dirty. And so she looks at me and she starts wiping her feet, but there was dirt on the tops of her feet and in between her toes. So I kneel down and I start wiping.
You're like flossing those things.
Oh yeah. I'm like getting in between the toes, getting all the dirt off. Nothing's worse than getting your dirt in your cowboy boots.
Yeah.
So I'm cleaning her off, right? And other people are like watching, seeing me like kneel down and like clean her feet. And she was like, you're like washing my feet like Jesus.
It's the first thing I thought of.
like, I don't think we need that comparison, but I get what you're coming to. So we get back in line to get outside. We get outside. And at this point, like both her and I are like on a high.
You've had an incredible evening, or like half a day, really.
Yeah, already. And it's just like, and it's not over yet. So now we're going to jump on. Now there's no black shorts and no black top. She's just in her bikini
And cowboy boots.
and it's black
That's a
cowboy
look.
boots. Oh my gosh, is it a look? It was a look. And I'm just in my swim trunks. And so we get back on the bike and she goes and suction cups right back onto me. Right. Now, at this point, you got to think to yourself, we've gone through all these experiences. I've swing danced. We've talked about, my character, her character. I've washed her feet. We've laughed like crazy back and forth. The sexual energy is starting to rise here. And we start riding back. And now she's wrapped around my half naked body.
And she likes those muscles.
Well, it was almost, the song, I think it's a John Mayer song, Your Body is a Wonderland.
I don't know if I know it, but
No?
I feel like I've heard of it.
Yeah, but it's an older song, but it's a song, Your Body is a Wonderland, or My Body is a Wonderland, something along that line. Maybe other people will know it. That's the song that started playing in my head because she wasn't just holding on anymore. She was starting to explore.
She was investigating.
Yeah.
So crevasses.
She was moving her hands, and I don't even think she knew she was moving her hands.
Oh, really?
Around.
It was just kind of like in the moment.
In the moment, and she was just just feeling. And
that's
so
why a woman is wonderful, because they don't think, they just
they just
stuff happens. You're like, wow, this is so nice.
This is so incredible. And so we're riding back, and I asked her, I said, well, what's your love language? And she's like, well, I've never officially taken the test, but I'm pretty sure it's physical touch. And I'm like, yeah, I'm pretty sure it's physical touch too.
Bet money on it.
And she's like, why would you say that? And I said, because you've been.
Did she really ask you that?
Yes. I said, you've been running your hands all over my body. She's like, I have? And so there's this little bit of silence, and he goes, do you like physical touch? And I go, yeah, I do. And another little silence, and she goes, what does that mean to you? And I'm like, oh, I can see where this is going. I was like, I'm going to keep this PG, right? She's already half naked bodies, okay?
Yeah.
And I'm like, and we're going back to my place.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay. So I'm like, oh, holding hands, cuddling, being on a e-bike, going through town. And, she chuckles and laughs, and she kind of see like she threw out that bait, and I didn't take it, right?
Yeah.
And
or at least that's your interpretation.
That's my interpretation.
You might not be wrong.
Yeah.
But she could also be like, okay, is he a gentleman or not?
Yeah.
And I want to make sure we get to the rest of the story, but real quick aside, why is that a line for you? Just like a brief summary of like, okay, why is that not something you do on a first date?
Yeah, first date, no physicality, no kissing, right? It truly is like, I want to feel, as a man, I can be very lustful.
Yeah.
Right. And, a kiss can turn into sex very quick.
That's true.
And particularly when you've had a great night and there isn't this feeling of like, it's forced, it's very natural.
Yeah.
Right. It was just a really, really good night. It was something for me, regardless whether good night or not, bad night, where I go, no kissing on the first date, no physicality.
So it comes from a place of reverence because you want to do that at a later time instead of like in the heat of the moment.
Yeah, in the heat of the moment, and I want to be clear, like, is this something that I want to invest more energy into? Not because I'm chasing it over lust, right? Because man, I kissed them and their lips were amazing. I want that taste again.
Yeah,
and I can understand that. But that's something that I truly, and for me, I've really, really tried so many different times, and I have not succeeded so many different times to wait until marriage. And that's truly something I want. And I've just realized, like, I do have a very lustful heart. And when I start going in that direction, it's like, man, it's a waterfall real quick, real hard.
Yeah.
And that's something I'm really working on, is like, no, try to back off that and just not even put myself in those situations. Yeah. And
that's super admirable, dude.
It's admirable and tough, right? Because now here's this half naked woman coming back to my apartment.
Yep.
Right. And
you're a healthy man.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
You're super healthy for your age, super fit, testosterone's through the roof.
Yes, of course.
Taking whole package. Thank you, Heart and Soil.
Yes.
Truth. And so that makes it that much more challenging.
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct.
So you set this line and she reacted pretty well.
Yeah, yeah. It was, I could tell there was like, again, there was a big sexual
Very big
charge. You've
pull.
been there before. And as she's like rubbing my body, asking me like, what's physical touch to you?
Yeah.
I was like, listen, I could have easily gone like, well, let me tell you what I really
I'll
like.
show you.
Yeah, totally. You
But
know,
you chose not to.
it chose not to. So we get back to my apartment and she goes to change. And at this moment, I went, oh, you know what? You know what she's going to be? She's going to be hungry. She gonna need a little
Like
snacky snack.
literally, not figuratively.
Literally.
Well, I guess both were true.
were going on. So I jump right into homemaking mode, and I start cutting up fruit, cutting up cheese, putting seeds and nuts down. I was creating a full charcuterie board while she was changed. She comes out, and she looks and sees the charcuterie board. She was like, "I was gonna tell you I was hungry," and I looked at her and I said, I know you take care of a lot of people, your kids, other people. She runs a business and takes care of her employees. I said, I just wanted you to be able to have a moment where someone took care of you. And just the biggest smile. And then we sit and we eat and we're having fun. We're being playful and we're throwing popcorn at each other. I mean, it's just like this we're making a mess everywhere. Who cares? Nobody cares. And then it's just like, I should get you home. Like, you have a flight in the morning. So we pack everything up and we head downstairs and jump in the truck. And now the temperature's perfect out for the 260 AC because now we're sitting at like 70 some odd degrees and the windows are down and we're heading on Mopac to head back to her place. And there's barely any cars.
Yeah.
And it's just one of those nights, you know, you've been on that road before where it's just like, you're just driving and just everything seems to be in line.
Yeah.
And that was the feeling. And I'm sitting there and she's recapping it in her head and I'm recapping in my head. We're not saying anything. And then I go, I want to hold her hand. So I reach over. And there was even the nerve of just like, even though I held her hand before, of like, I'm going to reach over and hold her hand.
It's a nerve-wracking thing.
It is a nerve-wracking thing. So I go to reach for her hand. And there's two reasons. One, I wanted to hold her hand. I like physical touch. Two, I really wanted to see how much her physical touch is. And there's a little test here. This is for all women out there. I went to reach, and there's a woman who has high physical touch, won't just grab your hand. They'll take the other hand and put the other hand on top of the arm.
Thought you were going to say like interlace.
They'll interlace that too as well. Yeah. So they'll find the interlace. And then she went and put her hand over my arm. And so the women that I know that have a high physical touch, they'll link and they'll grab.
I've never heard that before. Interesting.
Yeah, you got to try it with Mallory. You'll see, find out real quick. Okay. And then we're just holding hands. She kind of leans her shoulder over and we're just quiet and just enjoying this. And we make a little bit of conversation. We get back to her house and it just seems like everything's great. And we pull up and I put the truck in park and I go to pull out my key and my key gets stuck in the ignition. And I'm like, what kind of sign is this? Like, I can't pull my key out the ignition.
How often does that happen?
Never. It's still stuck in the ignition as of right now, sitting outside.
No way.
I can't get the key out. And then my window has gone off its tracks. So now my window's down and my key is in my truck. Anybody who wants a 1985 Toyota truck, go ahead and find it. It's ready for you to take.
I'm going to steal your car.
You could bring it back by the end of the night, dude. It's a beautiful truck.
I'm going to beat everyone to it.
Perfect. And so I'm like, well, that's weird. And I'm thinking about this and I know, and she's starting to get her stuff to get out. And I'm like, okay, got to get out. So I go to hop out and then I realized I've made a deathly mistake. When I changed, I got into the thinnest joggers that I own and I didn't put underwear on. And like I said, I haven't been in a relationship in a long time. There hasn't been a lot of physical touch. I am going from 6 to midnight. I'm at full staff, full erection.
You're bricked up.
I'm bricked up and you can see it. And I'm like, oh my gosh, like how am I supposed to hide this thing and the waistband? You know, guys, you've been here before where you're trying to tuck the waistband and but I'm in this small little truck. I can't really hide myself. So I'm just like, I got to get in front of her. So I just walk in front of her. All right, as I'm fully erect here. And I'm like, I don't know how I'm going to hide this thing. And we're coming up to the front door and I'm like, I know there's a hug about to happen. And she, yeah. And she's in, her black spandex with nothing else. I'm like, not only are you going to feel this, you may feel the crevices of this. Like, you're going to feel every inch of this thing. And I'm like, oh gosh, like, this is embarrassing. And we walk up and she goes to give me a hug. And all of a sudden, happenstance, the bag that she brought with her, when she went to go put her arms around me, slid right in front of us.
Beautiful.
Locks us right on up. We keep it totally PG, give a hug, and I head home. And this was the date of all dates.
You're a really good storyteller. And we've told a lot of stories in this show, and I've heard a lot of stories outside of the show. And full disclosure, I get to hear the elongated, pun intended, version another time, and it was raw, and this one was great too. But I say all that because this is one of the best stories, not only just for Wife or Bust, but in general. Because would you say that this is probably like the best date you've had to date?
Oh yeah, by far.
And
by far.
It's good enough that we took the whole episode to talk about it. And we're actually out of time.
Yeah, we are.
So it's actually good. I hear cliffhangers are a thing.
Because
if I may,
you may.
There was an unexpected twist after this first date.
There was an unexpected twist.
But there was a second date. But not in Austin, Texas.
Denver, Colorado.
And I think we'll just have to talk about it next time. But what I'll say is, for anyone listening, man or woman, but let's talk to men first. There were a lot of subtle things that Joel did and a lot of work leading up to this date that I believe made it super successful. Everything from holding the door open, giving her options, kind of being impetuous in a playful way to improv the date all night long, but also just being intentional with every decision. And you weren't doing it to win her over. You're doing it because those are things you believe in. And so I think that's part of the reason why the experience was so great. And it's because as you've been going along, you've been closing loops. So you can partition your focus to the present rather. And that's really what helps women meet you halfway for your effort. I hear this from men and women that, there's not enough effort, or like someone won't meet me halfway, or they're not doing the things that I want. Right. But as a man, when you lead with that, most women will meet you there. Yeah, and that's exactly what you did. And it sounds like that's exactly what she did. So what a marvelous date, dude.
It was absolutely incredible, unexpected, incredible woman, incredible experience. One that I will forever remember. I mean,
it's an epic story.
It's an epic story.
And regardless of what we'll learn may or may not happen next, that night as a standalone was a beautiful experience from a learning, and also just like, it's okay to enjoy a date even if you don't know if you're going to be with someone for forever. Like the first date should always ideally be this like, wow, that was a beautiful experience. Yeah, I can't think of a more beautiful first date story. I've heard it in a hot minute.
Yeah, it was great, man. It was great. You're going to want to tune in because some wild things went down.
Part 2.
Wild things. If you thought that was wild, be ready for the next one. Denver, Colorado.
Until Denver, episode 12. See you next time.